Last time I've been talking with you about my favorite fragrance of last year, 2024. But now it is your turn to tell me what you loved the most last year. So we're going to talk about the top 5 most loved fragrances of last year. Unisex, niche, designer, but of course I will let you know if I feel it's a bit more masculine or feminine or voila. Anyway, I'm going too deep again. This is Clémence, I talk about fragrance. Welcome back. When I ask you on Instagram what is your favorite fragrance and stuff like that, please bear in mind in the result, usually these are people that are following me since a while. We probably have some similar taste, but on this list actually we don't. Number 5 is Althair by Parfum de Marly. So this is clearly retailed as masculine, however you wear what you like, again, and I will repeat again and again. If you don't know the brand Parfum de Marly, this is quite like a popular one. If you new to niche fragrances, you might enjoy Parfum de Marly because they're doing to me popular fragrance that I don't find offensive. It's creative for people that never smell niche fragrance, and for people that smell niche fragrance for a while, it is not really creative. But I appreciate some of the creation literally, and I think it's great to have like a Parfum de Marly in the collection, because when you don't know what to wear or you want something that is gonna please a lot of people, you know, it's a nice one. But me, I do not get too excited, but you know. Anyway, so Althair is one of the latest creation. It's basically like an ambery fragrance with a hint of gourmand. And why? Because you have a little bit of praline to give that gourmand smell. And mainly you have ingredient like cinnamon, ambroxan. Ambroxan is a molecule that smells ambery-like, and that's why I say it's an ambery fragrance, because me, I only smell the ambroxan. A lot of cinnamon, so that's something that is really on trend usually, to mix ambery with a bit of cinnamon to give that spicy note, but a little bit sweet. So cardamom, vanilla, orange blossom. It feels sweeter than what they usually do, but it's not mega sweet. I think a lot of guys that don't want to feel to wear sweet fragrance, they're still gonna like that. Created by Amin Menati Kashani. He's from Firmenich. Firmenich is like a house of fragrance and flavor. Usually they have a bank of perfume and they send them to different brands. It's a small amount of things that they do, but just to give you a little bit of context, and sometimes it's kind of relevant when you talk about fragrance. You might know him by Silky Wood, Leighton, so it's not new to the brand. Created that in collaboration with Ilias Hermenidis. He is very experienced as well, but the creation that he has, there's a lot of like vintage, old-timer fragrance that I didn't hear since a while, like Jill Sanders, Vera Wang fragrance, or Daniel Echter, you know, it's quite, is it Daniel? I'm not sure it's Daniel anymore, but if you see in Fragrantica.com, which is basically the bank of fragrance lover, if you want to check the composition of your fragrance, is great, whatever. They usually do the fragrance of the year, and you have to vote. Althair is everywhere. Just to let you know, you can have a look at the thing. Personally, I won't probably do a comments on the video. I did it live on my friend channel, but I don't feel it's necessary to do like a video about it, because the results are always kind of the same. The result of this year was Althair, Oud Maracuja, and L'Eau Papier Diptyque. Only this, and a classic bunch of Angel Share and old creation, so it was not like, you know. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I've been talking too much, not even about the fragrance. Oops. Top 4 is Sirene by Fragrance du Bois, a fragrance that I own actually, so let me get it. Well, Fragrance du... Wow! Sirene, that means mermaid in France. The fragrance has been created by Nanako Ogi. What a beautiful name, Nanako. So pretty. From the house of Givaudan. She's pretty new. Sirene has been sent to me by Fragrance du Bois. They're really good on marketing. And usually they send their fragrance like this to influencers. You know, I don't like. Am I gonna complain? No. So this is like a cherry amber wood fragrance. So, you know, last year there was a huge trend of cherry fragrances. So obviously we have a cherry fragrances here. It's very lactonic. So when you smell the fragrance, it's quite creamy. Hint of pepper to give a little bit of a zest, I would say. Do you know, I really like it when I smell it first like this. Like it's very fizzy and very creamy. Sometimes on the skin I feel it smells a bit like a creamy body product, and then you can smell oud, but it's a oud that is quite pleasant. It doesn't feel animalic, but you can feel a strong backbone. Very strong fragrance I feel, and even when I wear it for a few hours, I'm really happy about the projection and longevity. Just to let you know, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. There's a lot of women on social media that love that fragrance, and I can understand why, because it feels really sexy, a little bit dark with the wood, and the cherry is like addictive, you know. It didn't work on me because there's a note that is called cypriol oil in there. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically like a note in a fragrance that's gonna give like a little bit like a lime note, but quite green, so a bit aromatic as well. And you know, it's a difficult one to balance in a fragrance. If you and here, I don't know why, but on my skin, I can really smell it, and it's bothering me. Top 3 of the most loved fragrance of last year: Comete Chanel, created by Olivier Polge, that is the in-house creator of Chanel. So I was expecting a lot from that fragrance, but usually I'm expecting too much for Chanel, and I forget that it's Chanel, so it's gonna be timeless, and it's not gonna blow my mind in terms of creativity, or sometimes something can happen, like Le Lion, Missia, like a complete alien. Absolutely amazing creation by Olivier, by the way. But Comete, I was expecting a lot, especially when I saw the ingredient list. It's a cherry blossom, aldehydes. Aldehydes is a molecule that smells like fizzy champagnes, that is really a signature of Chanel DNA. I have a bit of iris, again, an ingredient that is really iconic to Chanel, and their iris smells really powdery, so you can expect something powdery, and musk, so you know it's going to be like a bit airy and clean. We're talking about white musk. First time I smell it, I was a bit disappointed, because me, if I see cherry blossom, I want to smell a bit like the sakura tree. Do you see what I mean? So I was really looking for this, like oh, this, you know, cute, pretty fragrance. You know, I was really excited. I love cherry blossom. Soapy, powdery, mainly overall, and it's quite light to me. It's really Chanel, huh? It's timeless. It smells like a clean musk to me. It can be like a little bit more picky with Chanel, because I've worked as a perfume expert for Chanel during 6 years, and I did my studies and internship with Chanel, so I have quite some experience with their fragrances. Number 2, Guidance 46 by Amouage, the creation done by Quentin Biche. If you want to discover some new fragrances, and especially if you like a signature that is quite woody, you might like to go to see other creation from Quentin Biche. He's really one of the most demanded perfumer this generation. I think a few years ago it was Cécile Zarokian with her vanilla, and now everyone is on Quentin, like people, it's Quentin, guys. Guidance 46 is a flanker, may I say, of Guidance by Amouage, fragrance that I really liked. But the community was divided on that fragrance, because some people say that it smelled a bit sexual, like weird. For me, I really liked it. It was like a osmanthus fragrance that smelled a bit like apricot skin, and then you have this hazelnut note and akigala wood, that is this synthetic molecule of wood that is derived from patchouli, so it gives like something the density of a patchouli, but quite airy. So it's really nice, actually. I really like this synthetic accord. And Guidance for me was a success. Stays on me forever. I always get complimented. I really like it. It's a bit strange, maybe, for some people when you smell it. Guidance 46 is basically the same thing, but you have a bit more of rose water. So I think for me, it's a little bit of a floral, more easy to wear combination. For me, I feel it was like the popular mate of Guidance, but I like it much less than Guidance Classic. But I highly recommend you to try. Personally, I would go for Guidance Classic, but okay. And the top one, and I was really surprised, because it's a brand I discovered recently that I had the pleasure to discover, and an authentic brand. And I'm saying that with all my heart, because I feel nowadays in niche fragrances is so much on trend to launch niche fragrances, that you see a lot of brands also that don't do it for the passion. You know, I live in London, we do a lot of events. I can see, you know, when it's just a marketing team, or when I have the owner and a family group or someone passionate, you can tell. And for me, it really makes a change in what I'm smelling. You can smell that there's a little bit more passion and development in the fragrance. Don't know how to explain that, but anyway, the top one is Marc-Antoine Barrois Tilia. So on the paper, it's quite a simple floral. It's a mix of yellow floral and white floral. I can really smell the white floral personally. It's like very enveloping and creamy florals. The perfumer is Quentin Biche. When I was telling you that he was the guy on trend, he created... Oh, by the way, I didn't even tell you what Quentin created far from the side, but you might know him from Le Beau, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Divine for Women. You have Guidance, Bois Impérial. That was one of my top of 2024 as well by Essential Parfum. And there's some ingredients that are really interesting in Tilia, especially the lime blossom. So it's something that smells a bit honeyed and slightly green. You have a lot of jasmine, sambac. There's a real difference to make with jasmine classic, or you know, Turkish jasmine, a bit sweet, blah blah blah, or you know, like jasmine sambac. Sambac is very solar, it's richer, it's warmer, it smells like a yellow floral. Body lotion sometimes smell with the jasmine, which I personally really love, but it's a difficult ingredient because it doesn't blend really nicely always in the fragrance. Anyway, I love that. For me, it's a little bit sexy without being whatever. I have Heliotrope, which is a cloudy little flower that smells a bit like a tiny bit of vanilla. It's beautiful. And then you have Ambrofix, that is basically Ambroxan, but done by Givaudan. They have different names, you know, the right, blah, blah. But basically it has a ambery dry down, because Ambroxan, that's what it smells, you know. Really, really unisex. Actually, I had an appointment with the brother of Marc-Antoine Barrois, that is sometimes at the Piccadilly Arcade boutique of Marc-Antoine Barrois. He made me discover that fragrance and he was wearing it. He said it's a really well-loved fragrance for both gender, even though he focused on more floral. But I was saying to him that I always find floral on men extremely beautiful. It's a bit romantic, and I think I do like a guy to not be scared of, you're gonna wear a floral, you know. I just, you know, it's not because you're a guy that you have to wear woodsy fragrance. Anyway, I think on a woman it's like very elegant and very warm, but it's not your typical super creamy flower. It has a little bit of balance with that lime note. It's very pretty. Honestly, it's very pretty. I do personally prefer Encelade by Marc-Antoine Barrois because I like a little bit something weird. And Tilia, for me, yeah, I really like those flowers, but I prefer the originality of Encelade, but whatever. Guys, let me know in the comments if you agree with that top 5 of the best fragrance from 2024. Which fragrance was the best for you? What would you choose in the list that resonates with you? Let me know. I like to see you talk in the comments. Next time, I'm going to talk about the worst, the most hated launches of 2024. And it's quite funny. I'm so sorry, I've been really away and I've been not very consistent on social media, especially YouTube. I guess I needed a break, as usual. Thank you for the people that's still on the channel and still supportive. It's nice. I really need to, you know what, like I'm just gonna post. Oh my god. Okay guys, I wish you a lovely day and I will see you soon. Bye now.
Viens, je t'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.